In today's video, I'm going to be going over my pros and cons of the brand new Moto G Stylus 2026 edition. The first pro, of course, is going to be the updated stylus on this device. Let's go ahead and show you this in action right here. It feels very natural. It feels very nice, and there's a reason for that. This is a fully active stylus supporting pressure sensitivity and tilt detection and compatible applications. That basically means variable line weight, broader shading, and a more natural writing feel than previous passive pen models. So this is going to feel like a more natural feeling when you're drawing on this. It's actually going to feel like you're drawing on a piece of paper, which I really do like about this. Motorola has also added handwriting calculator, which solves handwritten equations instantly, and sketch to image, which uses AI to turn rough drawings into polished visuals. This is also going to be used with circle to search, so that's another cool thing you guys can use this with. Of course, that AI is going to be used by a lot of people on here, so that's great to see on here. Overall, though, we got a very nice updated stylus on the G Stylus 2026. Next pro has to be that this has a beautiful display, and not just a beautiful display, but we have a 5,000 nits peak brightness on this display. So of course, for all the people that are going to be using this out in the direct sunlight, summer's coming soon, it's going to be hot and sunny out there, you guys are going to be able to use this display quite nicely out in the hot sun wherever you're at. Very bright display at 5,000 nits. I was very surprised that they actually put a display that bright inside of this. Also, overall, this is a great display. 90% screen to body ratio, 6.7 inches, so a very, very big screen right here. A lot of surface area to take notes and do a bunch of stylus activities. Also, this is going to be AMOLED, 120 hertz refresh rate, HDR active. We also have a 444 ppi inside this device as well, so a very pixel dense display in here. This is going to be great for watching movies, your TV shows, and of course your YouTube. The resolution is going to be 1220 by 2712, and just overall it is a very good display. Next pro has to be the charging rate on this device. A lot of people don't know we have a 68 watt charging rate inside of here. That means you can go from about 0% to 72% in about 30 minutes. So that is very, very high charging capabilities on here. The other cool thing about this, especially compared to other devices around the same price tag, like the Galaxy A57, which is about $50 more, is those devices do not have wireless charging. This device has 15 watt wireless charging on this. Beautiful to see it. Doesn't have reverse wireless charging, not that we needed that, but at 500 bucks, great to see that we have wireless charging on here. Definitely something I wanted to see on Samsung's mid-range phones, but they did not bring that to the table. I am just happy to see it on the Moto G Stylus. Another great thing that we have on here is IP68 and 69 water and dust resistance. So of course, this can be submerged underwater up to 1.5 meters for about 30 minutes. So this is going to be a durable device. Also pretty cool to see that IP68 and IP69 certification. The IP69 is even something that we don't see in the $1,000 Galaxy S26, so very impressive that we got it in the Moto G Stylus 2026. Next pro definitely has to be the form factor and the build of this device. Yes, this is a mid-range device at 500 bucks, but it does feel really nice in the hand, and also it looks pretty sexy as well. It looks pretty cool. The color that I have right here, I believe is like coal or smoke coal or something like that. It's kind of like a blackish grayish color. Also, the lavender mist that they released on this phone looks really, really cool as well. Absolutely love these colors that Motorola came out with, but very stylish, sexy phone out there. This does not look like a cheap budget phone or a mid-range phone. This looks and feels like a flagship phone overall. Samsung needs to take some notes because this pleather back right here just feels so good and it looks good at the same time. So absolutely great build quality and looks good as well. And there are a lot more pros, but I'm going to give you guys one more. The last one is going to be that we have expandable memory. So we have 128 gigabytes of internal storage in this device. However, you can expand your memory via micro SD card up to 1 terabyte. Crazy stuff right here. So if you guys take a lot of videos, take a lot of photos, you're going to be able to store up to 1 terabyte of those photos, files, or videos on that 1 terabyte SD card. Crazy, crazy stuff right there, especially in 2026 when there are flagship devices out there that don't offer the same thing. You're kind of forced just to use cloud services. So Motorola is really giving the customer some good stuff inside of here. Great to see we can expand our storage on this device. All right, everyone, so finally getting into the dreaded cons on this device. First one, very obvious. They raised the phone price about $100 coming from the Moto G Stylus 2025 to the 26. Yeah, kind of disheartening to see that they raised the price $100. The things we do have to keep in mind is inflation is crazy. So the dollar, of course, is worth less in today's society than it was last year. We're having hyperinflation going on right now, and we're having issues with the RAM as well. It's really hard to get RAM at a good price right now because of artificial intelligence and supercomputers that a bunch of different companies are taking up that RAM for right now. So we do have a RAM shortage that is going to drive the prices up of the chipsets and, of course, the RAM inside these devices. And naturally, that inflation is going to bring the prices of these devices up. So sitting at $499 this year, but it was $399 last year. One thing to keep in note, though, is if you guys are really looking to get this device, keep in mind that they have back to school sales. They also have Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday deals later this year. So if you don't have to update straight away, I would recommend waiting, and you can probably get a pretty solid discount, maybe even a $150 discount on this device later on, especially when they drop the things like Moto tags and other incentives that Amazon and Best Buy are offering currently. So if you want to purchase this device, but you don't want to drop the 499 shells, I would say wait for the Black Friday sales and the Cyber Monday deals, and you're going to have a very solid $399 or even $350 phone with this device. The second con is going to be that we only have 2 years of operating system updates and 3 years of security patches. Now, obviously, this is kind of underwhelming, especially compared to many other devices like the Galaxy A37, the Galaxy A57, or even the Galaxy A17, and many other devices you can think of right now, the Pixel 9a, the Pixel 10a, even a bunch of older Google devices as well. Those devices get like 5, 6, even up to 7 years of operating system updates, so it's kind of disheartening to see that we only get 2 years of operating system updates. But for people out there that are trying to, use this phone for 3 or even 4 years, I think you're going to still be covered quite nicely with those 2 years of operating system updates. I don't think it is going to be too big of a difference, but it is, of course, a con about this device for sure. And of course, last but not least, this has the same processor that we had in the Moto G Stylus 2025 edition. So we have the same sort of power inside of here. It does feel like it's a quicker device. So of course they've optimized some things through software modifications and stuff like that. So it is going to feel like a snappier device, but over the next few months and years and stuff like that, you are probably going to get some slowdown because it is the same processor. Now this is a decent processor, I'd say, for this price tag. It's going to get you by, but I was really hoping for at least a 7 series Snapdragon processor, or maybe even a 6 Gen 4. The 6 Gen 3 is going to get you by for the majority of people out there. Also, Motorola has a very light skin over Android, so if you go to other devices like Samsung, traditionally they have a very heavy skin over the device, so it's going to be a lot harder to run that device if you don't have a good processor inside of there. With the Moto G Stylus 2026, this is a very, very light skin we have over Android, so this is essentially a vanilla stock Android device with a very small light skin over this, and I feel like overall the majority of people are going to have a nice running device right here. You're not going to get those crazy glitches that you get from like the Galaxy A17 or other devices with lower end processors. I think overall it's still a solid processor, but I was hoping for a little bit more inside this device. So yeah, those were my pros and cons on the brand new Moto G Stylus 2026. If you have your own pros and cons, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video or I helped you out at all, of course, drop a like and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified for future videos just like this one. Hopefully you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.